We are now recording the November 4th, 2016 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 I think I'm going to start this time with a little intro for each of us. We haven't done this in a while. And I'm not sure that the people that are watching this really know who we are. So let's start with you, Misha.
Me?
Yes.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm Misha Paris. I'm in Massachusetts, and my company's called the Paris Company Incorporated, and we do small business consulting, bookkeeping, taxes, and a lot of other wonderful things for small business owners.
Thank you, Misha. Joanne?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Joanne DelBalso. I own No Fuss Accounting Services, where I do accounting, bookkeeping, tax planning, and tax preparation. My niche audience currently right now is LuLaRoe Consultants, where I train them via video boot camps on how to use QuickBooks Online products and do tax planning and tax preparation for them. And I also own a social media consulting business called Be Socially Awesome, where I help clients one-on-one and through videos with social media strategies.
Thank you, Joanne. Dennis?
I'm Dennis Thompson. I'm a CPA. I used to be pretty involved with QuickBooks. It's really more on the fringes now. I'm more focused on taxes and IRS representation. I'm also a certified fraud examiner, but that's really more of a value-added service for clients. I don't really market that anymore. Like I say, I'm more involved with the taxes and IRS representation and getting into tax planning.
Mariette?
Hi, I'm Mariette Martinez. I have like 10 apps up, so I'm like, where do I look? Sorry about that. So I have an accounting and tax practice. I focus on solopreneurs. I love apps, so I'm constantly testing about them and sharing about them all through social media. I'm a blog contributor to Set David Between Wall and Main, which is an amazing website where we're connecting the dots between Wall Street and Main Street. I got 3 kids, and I have amazing tribe on Facebook, and Gina has this amazing Zoom, and she's part of my tribe, and so is everybody else on this call. So follow all of us, because we all share information, and we got a lot going on. We want to share it with the world.
Thank you. Tiffany?
Hi, I'm Tiffany Stewart. I'm a CPA in public practice in Canada. I have an accounting and tax practice. I've been operating in Canada for almost 20 years, and before that I was in the Caribbean.
Thank you. Katrina?
Hi, I'm Katrina Way. I'm the owner of Numbers in Black, and I focus on small businesses, and particularly ones that use zero. So I have done accounting for my whole life, forever, and I love it. And I love now that accounting is online. It's the best. And working with the apps, love it, love it, love it.
Thank you. Yvette?
Hi, I'm Yvette Shaw. I'm the owner of YMS Bookkeeping Services, and I have a bookkeeping practice in Walnut Creek, California. And I've been in business for about 13 years, and I have a wide range of clients, from IT specialists to dentists to restaurants, you name it. And and I love learning about all these new apps that I can't keep up with half the time. And I especially love this group here, all my friends here, Eugenia, Joanne, Mariette, Dennis. Love all you guys. You guys are wonderful people.
We love you too, Mariette.
Oh, thank you. Seriously, and my
Joanne,
Misha girl too.
Settle down, Joanne. You're being recorded.
And Katrina, I'm telling you, you guys have made a world difference in my business and in my little world here. It's really, I don't know where I'd be without you guys. Seriously.
Thank you, Yvette.
Yvette, same here. I totally appreciate your candor and your support and everything. And it means the world. All of you. Because I reach out to you guys all the time, and my honey badger over there. And it's a really good group to know that, if I have a major issue, or even if it's a small issue, I can reach out and say, hey, have you experienced that?
Love you too, Mariette.
That's perfect, Mariette, because you're in the middle of my screen. Perfect when you did that.
Worked out well. Thank you, Yvette. Larry?
I'm Larry DeForest. I'm in Long Island, New York. I am the bookkeeper, accountant for a small IT consulting firm. But I'm looking shortly to go on my own and start my own bookkeeping practice.
Sarah, are you with us?
Sarah who? Provost or Sarah?
Oh, yes, Provost. Sorry.
She should be. Where is she?
She's on mute. I'd say
She
no.
might be on the phone.
I'm here.
Okay.
Me?
We're doing intros. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Sarah Prevost. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I love being a part of this group. I'm cutting out, so I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Well, just a little intro about yourself. What do you do? And you've already told us you're from Portland.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a bookkeeper. I have my own business called Vintage Labs. And I'm new to it, so I'm having fun with it, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Linda? Oh, Linda, I'm sorry. Linda cannot speak. Linda does not have a mic. If you put it up in chat, I will intro you. While Linda's doing that, I am Gina Rodkey, the host of your meeting today. My company is Gina's Internet Advising, and I am looking for virtual bookkeeping clients. And I very much enjoy hosting this group. We've grown for several years now, and the awesome thing about this group is we all have our own little niche. We're all just a little bit different, but we all come together for the good of each other, and we all love learning from each other. We may not always agree. There are different ways of doing things for different people, but we come together and we make it work, and that's what's wonderful about this group. So I'm not seeing anything from Linda yet. If she brings it up later on, here we are. So Linda is on chat support with Zoom, trying to figure out why my picture doesn't show. Sorry, Linda. You have to be logged on to Zoom and then click the link to join. Then your picture will automatically come up. So Linda is in rural Wisconsin.
Where's Linda? Where's Linda Russell?
Linda Russell is not with us
She's
today.
not with us right now.
She may jump on later on. So Linda Conley is in rural Wisconsin, and my niche is POS and construction. I'm also an EA. So glad you could join us, Linda.
Welcome,
Yay.
Linda. Yay, Linda.
We may have a couple other new people jumping on also. So we'll have them
EA's rule.
themselves when they come on. You guys are crazy.
I know. We're just being fun. We're just
Having fun. That's why we call it happy.
You like to say that because I have CPAs on either side of me. So there's Tiffany, there's Dennis. It's all good.
Oh, no, CPAs are our best friends too.
That's right.
I'm on the next side of you, so I'm not a CPA.
We all do.
Rose between two thorns.
That's right. We all have to deal with the tax season, so that bonds us.
Yeah.
I just put some files from the slides from the IRS Symposium out there for anybody that's interested out in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. So do you want to talk about well, before we talk about your IRS Symposium, I want to say congratulations to Joanne. Joanne?
Yes, congrats, Joanne.
IRP is now a member
You
of
want to
the
see my,
council.
thingy?
Let's see it.
Are you an IRP yourself?
Yes, I'm an IRP.
Oh, so then we connect with you? That thing totally confused me. But now that it's you, then I'm going to totally have you explain to me.
I can talk to you about it. But yeah, I got the, they called it the Up and Coming Premier Reseller Nominee. So I didn't get the actual award, but I was nominated out of, I think there's 300
Wow.
IRPs, and I was one of 4 nominees.
What does that mean?
Congratulations.
What does that mean to be a nominee? What does that mean?
Well, I was nominated to win, to get the
up and coming.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're an Academy Award nominee, but you don't get the award. I was
But you're already an IRP though.
I am an IRP. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's the most important.
And you will be part
I
of
just want to make sure you are.
next year also.
What's that?
You'll be part of their council?
No.
Brandon is on the council.
Brandon's on the council.
Okay.
That was the
They
announcement.
rotate them every year. They kind of rotate them every year or 2 years or something like that, council seats. So
Is that the IRP council or the accountant council?
the IRP council.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. How do you guys keep up with all this? So much. I want to be on the accountant council. That's the only thing I'm keeping up with. I don't know about all the other
Hey,
councils.
Mariette, we have a smart sheet page for it.
Do we?
I'm just kidding. Oh, look at her face. Look at her face.
She'll set one up.
I'm gonna, no, seriously. You know what? I'm gonna set up a smart
Oh
sheet.
my God, I've created a monster.
I'm doing it right now. Because you know what? Whenever something confuses me, Misha, I create a smart sheet for it. Thank you very much for reminding me.
You've created a monster.
Now, you guys talk. I have to go see what Jan's saying. I'm hoping that she's saying she'll be coming on because we have congratulations for her too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have a big
She's working on getting her meetings out of the way, so hopefully she can join us too. Okay, back to Dennis and the IRS symposium.
Okay, this is, I think, like the 22nd or 23rd year of the IRS Symposium. What it is, it's a meeting between IRS representatives and the Seattle accounting community, EAs, CPAs, and other tax preparers. And they have speakers from the IRS come out and give presentations. One year they had Karen Hawkins, who of the Office of Professional Conduct, come out and give a talk on ethics and that kind of thing. So one thing I thought, a couple of subjects I found really interesting. One was on the field collection operations, and they're down like from 2010 to 2016 March. They've gone from 4,068 field revenue officers nationally down to 2,500. 38% decline, and
Wow.
the guy was saying it's like a 43% turnover in revenue officers.
So their job is that lousy that they can't stand it. And
Well, they're kind of like the repo men. I mean, everybody hates them. They go out and repossess stuff and seize assets. And personally, I would be afraid for my life if I, worked in that field. I mean,
that could be a reason why there's so much turnover.
yeah, I gotta believe it's very stressful. I don't know if I told you my experience with one revenue officer where I could never get a hold of her. It turns out I had to basically left a message threatening to call her boss if she didn't, call me back. And she called me back, or she called my client who complained about some snooty CPA complaining about her. Anyway, it turns out somebody had broken in her car and stolen her computer and her cell phone.
Well, that's a little bit scary.
Yeah, because every time I called her,
And all of the stuff that they have.
Yeah. I mean, every time I called her cell phone, I was getting this mailbox full. Turns out that the IRS is too cheap to give her a new cell phone. And apparently too cheap to give her new business cards because it had her cell phone number on her business card. So I thought that was interesting. And there's like, on on the 941s, there's like almost $60 billion of money that hasn't been paid to the IRS.
From nonprofits.
No,
Oh,
from payroll. From payroll, there's like about 60 billion. I mean, it's in my slides if you want to take a look at it. It's about $60 billion that have not been collected. But the problem is the IRS has to pay the money out, whether or not they collected, for like Social Security and that kind of thing. So it just adds to the deficit.
Well, you know, the IRS can attach the employee too. I have seen an instance where they went after the employer went out of business, and the employee got banged with a year's worth of taxes.
Yeah, you don't want to be deemed to be a responsible person on IRS payroll looking after you.
The definition of a responsible person is?
It's basically someone that can make a decision whether or not to pay the IRS. You know,
but that's not really necessarily an employee, because an
well,
employee
if they're you know, they can argue that they're being told by their boss to pay, you know, the creditors rather than the IRS, but I wouldn't want to be in that position. That's what I was concerned about when Seth was, you know, making decisions. I think we talked, you know, he stopped doing that. I think that was one reason. And
making decisions on payroll you're talking about?
Yeah. If you decide to pay a creditor instead of Uncle Sam, I mean, Uncle Sam is first in line for the creditors. And if you're paying, you know, a creditor with essentially trust funds, you know, you would be deemed to be a responsible person, I believe. So, and then they talked about the CP 2000 letter program, where they call it the automated underreporter. And also, some people were complaining about the 1099Ks, that I get a client get a CP 2000 letter with because of a 1099K, and rather than, they just basically tacked on the money to the net income, which was totally wrong. And so we're in the process trying to get that straightened out. And what else?
Do you want to go a little granular with that? You know, when you say that.
Well, they don't, because like a 1099K will include like sales tax and other things that aren't income. But if the IRS
refunds, they don't take out the refunds.
And apparently, if you're using PayPal, your personal stuff will get mixed in with it too.
And so you end up with a 1099K that's much larger than your actual income.
Right,
and you can tie it out, but what the IRS is seeing is the larger amount.
Yeah, my understanding was it would only become an issue if it was an audit, and then you'd have to reconcile it. Now all of a sudden it's becoming an issue because of the CP 2000 letters.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing they talked about was, I don't know if you've heard of, they call it future state with the IRS, where they're going more and more to not talking to having live bodies to talk to. You're going to be dealing with computers. And so I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's the IRS's goal, is to make it as internet-based and computer-based as possible and cut back on the live
So
people.
they're going to have phone systems where it's going to be completely automated. You got to figure out which number to push just to get the right message for them to send a recording to you. So you have
you have to plus you have to understand what the issues are rather than.
That's true too. Some of the sentences that come through on those CPE letters just.
I mean, given the problems with identity theft and all this, I'm just thinking, what could possibly go wrong with this plan? You know.
Yeah. Like everything.
Yeah, like everything. So that's sort of the goal. It's called future status if you want to Google it.
Oh, that's awesome. I used to really enjoy going to the IRS forums. They don't really have a whole lot of them across the United States, but they did have one. They used to have it in Atlantic City, believe it or not, where I'm at, and that's close enough that I could drive there. I think they moved it to Georgia. So Sarah Laidlaw could go, but not really something that I'm going to travel to go to. I had someone tell me, how much do you like talking to an agent on the phone? Well, that's what it would be like stuck in a class with them. I personally enjoyed the IRS forums, and I thought that they had very interesting speakers.
Yeah, they had this one guy, his name is Sam Donaldson. He's a tax attorney. He was just hilarious. He has these, they get him come out once a year and entertain us.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Dennis, I like how you said entertain us.
You know, after tax season, we need some.
Well, accountants can be entertaining.
I know this one accountant that like swings around in her chair and like sings songs and takes videos and stuff. I mean, it's amazing. Like she'll have her video going and she'll like swing around like this and she'll sing songs. Have you ever seen an accountant do that?
And then on top of that, then she wants people to take her seriously.
I know. Can you believe? And then she has purple hair of all things. Like,
Hey,
what accountant has purple hair?
Are your ears burning, Joanne?
I know. Look at it.
So Linda Conley's picture finally came up. Yay, you got it. And we had a couple other people pop on and leave. So I guess we've given intros for everybody that's here now. Yes? Okay. What's next on the list? Keisha, do you want to talk about your invoicing, what you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing some research. I have an architect client who asked me if we could kind of come up with something. I mean, right now we're using desktop 16, and she just, you know, the basic invoicing that's there, but there's some detail that she wants on there, so we might have to go to a really like customized invoice. And I was wondering if there was apps out there for that good ones that are.
Have you tried Bill Quick?
You know what? That's on my last week. We did a demo of it way back, like maybe a year or two ago. But she wasn't ready yet. Like she's almost up to 10 employees now, and she has more projects going on. So I think she actually asked me today to revisit that. So we're going to set up a demo. But I think that might solve the problem. I just wanted to kind of have other things to present as well.
Yeah.
So I was just checking to see.
I believe Bill Quick was designed with architects in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, if anybody has a rep for Bill Quick.
Wasn't Seth pretty involved with that for a while?
Yeah,
Bill Quick?
which Shahad. Was it Shahad?
Shafat?
Shafad, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't he the president or the top guy?
Yes.
He's the creator. I think he created it. But it's definitely worth looking for. We should ask Seth.
Yeah, he did some webinars with him.
I will PM or call Seth and ask him if he has a rep, and then I'll forward that over to you, okay?
Okay, yeah, I don't know if they have like specific people in the area. We're in Massachusetts, so if they have somebody that we can kind of, go one-on-one, because she really wants, if this will solve the problem, because she has this Excel spreadsheet that we're using to invoice, and because we have to, it's phase billing and like all this other stuff, we're trying to streamline it for the new year. So if we can get Bill Quick, to do another demo, and if that will solve everything, then that would be awesome. But I definitely want to schedule another demo for her.
Wasn't Bruce McFarlane involved with that for?
Oh my God, yeah.
I want to talk to him.
I'll holler at him.
Nice.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.
So I wanted to talk about an issue in QuickBooks Online that I ran into this week. And of course, it was when I was with a client and I was saying, oh, sure, we can do this. Look how easy it is.
Uh-oh. Famous last words.
I know, right? So Chrome has made an update so that whenever you go into Manage Users in QBO, you'll get an error message that says allow pop-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And then it tells you,
I had that this week.
But you can't fix it. And if you allow the pop-ups, you still get the error message.
Yeah. The workaround is just to use a different browser just to add the accountant, because that's what I did.
And they're saying Firefox. Use Firefox.
Yeah,
I
that's
use
what I did.
Internet Explorer. Edge does not work. Chrome does not work.
Yeah, it's just for the, it's weird. It's just for the add accountant screen. But when I talked to, because I chatted with support on that the other day, and they said that they're working on it, and hopefully they're hoping by like next week there'll be some type of resolution for it. But for now, the workaround is to just use Firefox or a different browser, log in, add the accountant, and then you can go back to, because they still recommend you use Chrome. You just can't use it for that particular page inside of QBO. It's weird.
Right. Now, I don't know about Mac. I don't know.
I was on my Mac.
So it doesn't really matter because
if you use Chrome for Mac is the same thing. You have to use a different browser. So you could possibly use like maybe Safari. It would probably work in Safari, but
got it.
It definitely works in Firefox because I did it.
But it would be nice if we were notified before we're sitting down in front of a client. And
yeah, you know what? I'm trying to think if I had seen anything go out about that.
The only thing I saw,
I'm sorry, Gina. I had to step out for a quick second. What is this for? What couldn't you get through QuickBooks Online? What happened?
When I went to add a user, it would not allow me to do that. It also, there were two companies. I wanted to add a user, one of the other employees, and I also wanted them to add me as an accountant and couldn't get that to happen either.
Yes.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? I gotta say this though. I gotta say this for Intuit. And for those of you who have a lot of people on QuickBooks Online, and you have that Diamond support. My Diamond support chat line is there's somebody there all the time, and I literally can I immediately chatted with somebody. I had my client I was remoting on my client's computer. We shared the screen through Zoom. I was logged into my Diamond support, and I just chatted with a guy, and I said, "This is what we're doing." Boom, 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 boom. It was literally like 2 lines. He's like, "Yep, it's a known issue. Work around it if you need to do it right now. Work around it is just use Firefox." And so a lot of times I think we get stuck, and it's like we don't want to ask for help or whatever. But if you have people, enough clients set up, and you have those support things, because I think that green chat is on more with the Diamond line, because I never remembered seeing it online so much as when now I have enough for the Diamond support. But they're great.
I do have to agree. The Diamond support is well worth getting certified for.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Makes a big difference.
I want clients or more, right?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Diamond levels for 20 clients or more, or if you're certified in QuickBooks, or do you have to be advanced certified? Because I'm Diamond level, but I wondered if,
I thought it was the number of clients you had. I could be wrong though.
I thought it was only 10.
That's actually what he said. It's 20 clients or it's advanced certified.
Advanced certified, yeah, because I'm not advanced certified. There's no way I'm going to honey badger that. I'm going to. I got
How funny.
Is that you, Misha?
Yeah, that was Misha. Yeah, because I know I have more than 20, so that must be what it is.
So yeah, I do agree. I do like the Diamond level support, and you can sell your services with that too, because I have clients that won't even call support at all. They just call me. I have a problem. Come over, and you talk to support, and you fix it.
Yeah.
So that works out well for me. So
There's Sarah.
Sarah Laidlaw. And friends, maybe.
See if she
Sorry
voted.
about that. My phone rang. How do you get Diamond?
20 clients.
So I'm in.
Or advanced certification in QuickBooks Online.
So I'm in. I already have gold. It's when I hover over the Diamond thing, it says double down for Diamond. Just add 0 QuickBooks Online paying clients or get advanced certified. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to get it. Yeah. So if you get You got to get advanced certified basically is what they're saying.
But you're saying it's 20. Mine says at 0.
Well, but you only have 10 people. Sarah, somebody's got to mute her.
Okay.
You said you have 10 and it says double down. So in other words, what that means is that they're not going to, your gold right now, if you want to get to the diamond, which is normally 20, you have to get advanced certified and then they'll give you the diamond.
Or double down, which means double down.
10 more.
That means get more 10 more people.
Yeah.
10 more people. Now, when I became diamond, that was before QBO, before they made the changes. And you did have to be advanced certified.
Yeah.
You could only be advanced certified if you were certified for a year, then the following year the advanced became an option available. And if you took the test and passed, then you were diamond.
Yeah.
They've changed it with the QBO and now the certification and not necessarily the advanced certification, I don't believe, for QBO. Just 20 clients.
Right. Yeah. Because I'm not advanced certified. There's no way I will ever do that. Don't have time for that. Don't want to.
Yeah, it's either or. It's either or.
Yeah, it's either or. So yeah.
Or you could do both if you want, but it's either or.
Nah.
Got it.
I'll save that for you other overachievers.
Okay, let's do it.
And in Canada, it actually is both.
Is it?
You have to be advanced certified and 20.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
They really want you to overachieve.
Wonder why that is. It doesn't sound fair to me.
Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, if you're advanced certified, you probably don't need that much support.
No. Yeah.
So I think
I know.
Issues, and you need to get to the higher level faster.
Yeah, I have advanced support. I rarely ever call support.
What I used was for networking issues, like the client's office and having networking problems.
I think it's a bad.
We have an echo happening. I'm going to unmute Miss Sarah, see if she can come on. Hello, Sarah Laidlaw.
She's frozen.
Now she's frozen. Okay. Back to mute. Sorry. While she gets her technical difficulties taken care of. What else did we have? Larry wanted to talk about salary and overtime rules, the changes that are happening 12/1 for the FLFA, the Family Leave Act.
Yeah, I came across a small. I probably cut it in the middle of a webinar or something like that. But they were discussing it, and they said, and it was probably sponsored by T-Sheets or something like that. And they said you really should keep track of the hours, even if they're not being paid by the hour, so that later on down the road, if there's an issue, you have backup that says how many hours this person worked.
So if a person is on salary and they are under the limit, which is
47,476 or something like that.
some odd number like that. It could
Yeah,
even be like 75. Okay.
And if they work overtime, if they're under that limit and they work overtime, you have to pay them overtime.
Which sounds reasonable.
Yeah, sure.
But how many small businesses know that?
Well, I think they're trying to crack down on, like I'll just say McDonald's or whatever they call these, they call these guys managers, and they work all kinds of hours out of them, but they never give them overtime, that type of thing.
Right. I know a lot of industries like that, sadly.
Well, actually, it's also a lot of administration. So people that were just admin, secretaries, executive assistants, they were right there on that border too. So it's actually many businesses, not just, retail. Because that administrative position is very borderline. They were probably getting away with paying them, $30,000, but working them like crazy and calling them exempt, and now they're not. So it's really hitting a much broader category than just, you know, the typical, like you think, like the bigger, you know, retail or restaurants. It's actually a lot of administrative positions are going to get hit by this, which in that case, they're just going to get an increase in pay. Or if they are borderline, then they're either going to have less hours, have their hours cut, or, you know, as Larry mentioned, they're going to have to start really keeping track of their hours and see if they're in that. A lot of my clients that have those administrative positions, they're just upping their employees up to that, the new minimum amount, so they don't have to worry about it. But either way, yeah, you have to decide on what you want to do. Do you want to cut their hours? Do you want to calculate their hours? Or do you just want to increase the base? So.
Right. Exactly. But Larry has a valid question. How many small businesses know that? If you're a larger business and you have like ADP or Paychecks or you know, a payroll company, they're like really broadcasting that to you to let you know. But if you're smaller and you're doing the payroll yourself, you know, you may not know these rules.
Well, hopefully they're working with a tax person that's telling them these rules.
Reading the paper.
Ignorance of the law is bliss.
Yeah, and any kind of, I mean, even if it's anyone, their bookkeeper or someone they hopefully meet quarterly or even once a year. I mean, this is not new news. This is coming up in the files. So
Yeah.
And employees know about it. It's been in the paper. It's been
it's been highly on the news. It's a big thing on the news. So unless they're hiding under a rock, I mean, seriously, I hear it all the time on the, you know, what is it? The National Public Radio, NPR.
NPR.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty out there. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't expose our clients to it, but I think it's been publicized quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the point with a lot of that stuff is that, and that's for me personally why I don't do tax. I don't do payroll at all. I don't run it. I don't offer it. I refer it out to either Paychecks, or we have like a leasing company we do here. And one of the main reasons is because I'm so small, honestly, I'm probably not going to be one of the first ones out there giving them all this information as soon as they need it. I'm just not, because it's not my priority. It's not what I care to do. But you know what? That's Paycheck's job. And that stuff is right out to them. You know, I mean, you have to ask yourself, does that, and I don't know, because I don't, like I said, I don't offer payroll, but do the companies like Gusto and stuff like that, do they do that for you when you're offering these kind of services so that you can make sure your clients are in the up and up? Because there's been stuff, there was one of my clients that actually had a big issue last year with the 1095s that they had to file because they were over the limit. They kept on getting all these notices from Paychecks and they ignored them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have to read their.
They ignored them. It was the funny thing. But here's the thing: Paychecks did cover their butt. They sent information out, and finally, 2 days before it was like they were due, the Paychecks rep reached out to me, who at that time I was just kind of doing their books. I don't do their taxes. I'm kind of like the accountant, and then that goes to CPA. And I finally said to the practice manager, I'm like, did you read the letter that Paycheck sent you? She's like, no. I'm like,
am I supposed to do that?
And answer it, because she needs to know to be able to fill out the forms for you. You know, and so.
I can tell you firsthand that Gusto has been bombarding us.
Good.
Yeah.
With literature. I mean, I think they have a webinar, like, I feel like it's every week because I get so many darn emails from them. They're on my unsubscribe now. Because
they're on your unroll me?
They're on my unroll me, yeah. But yes, Gusto is definitely pushing hard. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
All these payroll companies, they're not like a silver bullet that because I have ADP, I'm protected and all that. People still have to open their email and read, just like you're saying. So, you know, I know with us, we prefer doing the payroll because, you know, if somebody comes through and they have, 75 hours, ADP would just pay 75 hours. I want to know how many they had each week to make sure there wasn't overtime more than 40 in 1 week. And, it's amazing how many clients I've gotten. They said, we never knew that. We thought it was over 80 in 2 weeks, So, but I had a call today from a guy who I guess they open up a company every time they do a film. And so he just wants payroll for just the movie. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm going to talk to him next week. He started, except that it was like, well, I don't have that many transactions. And I said, well, I don't charge by the transactions. And I'd already told him I don't charge by the hour. And he goes, well, then how, and I'm like, it's like, I have clients with 5 transactions that are more complex than a client with 20, it's not really the thing. So, but he rattled off how many different businesses, and they come and go, and then there's a holding and I'm like, oh, but because they only have 1 or 2 transactions a month, that's supposed to be simple. I'm like, oh boy, I'd have to map it all. He goes, can you give me a quote? And I'm like, we need to talk.
So obviously he's not doing anything now then.
And he said, well, somebody sold his enterprise. And I thought, for 3 transactions? And I'm like, yeah, somebody oversold you. He goes, yeah, now we got to figure out how to get off enterprise and back to Premier. And I said, he said somebody had already told him they need a data person to do that. But just the way he was babbling on about, I don't know, I didn't feel the respect level there for some reason. I was just like, I don't know. I haven't had to onboard a new client for so long. I'm out of practice. I start listening to stuff, and I'm like, I don't like you.
Oh.
That's a good thing. I love that. We have to build ourselves to be able to say no. That's what I say. That's what I know.
You know what? And if I have a funny feeling, a gut feeling in our first conversation, I've been doing this a long time. Something I need to not,
Right.
Yeah.
Investigate a little bit more until you're satisfied, or just go with your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just, I don't know.
Always go with your gut.
Gina.
The thought of him not being a nonprofit was appealing.
Not when your stomach is upset. You got to fix that first.
Well, Sarah and Jan, you guys have both joined a little bit later. Today we did something a little bit different. We did intros. Not everybody knows who we are, even though we all know each other. Other people watching this don't necessarily. So, Sarah, I'm going to ask you for an intro.
Okay. Hi. I've been in line for 2.5 hours to vote. I'm so excited. I'm staked. So yeah, I have all new friends. I met everybody around us. We're all, we were the loud ones. Shock. I'm a nonprofit accountant, Savannah, Georgia. I do outsourced accounting and controllership work, and I have 2 full-time bookkeepers and a couple on the side that help me when I'm really busy.
Thank you, Sarah. Jan, would you like to give a little intro?
Sure. Can you guys hear me? I always worry about that. Okay, cool. My name is Jan Haugo. I have had a bookkeeping accounting firm for over 20 years. Been completely virtual and paperless for 7 of those years. That's my one part-time job. My other part-time job is I am the CEO of the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers. So with that, what we are working on doing is elevating and raising the standards of bookkeeping in the United States. So that's my part-time role.
Thank you, Jan. And Jan, you are due for congratulations. You have just won an award for Most Powerful Woman in Accounting. So would you like to talk about that? Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's part of my job.
I was there when you got her trophy.
Congratulations.
Thanks. You know what? I think the biggest thing in this award is that it's recognizing women in our industry, that is empowering women, but also making change and moving our industry forward. But for me, this award was coming from CPA Practice Advisor, which what makes me so excited is they actually recognize not just me, but several others in the bookkeeping industry. So to me, that's just huge that the accountants are starting to finally recognize the bookkeepers, and I'm so proud of that. I think we all work so hard. So I don't believe that this is me so much as I think that it's everyone that works with me, because I think you all are awesome. So congratulations to you too.
Thank you, Jen.
You're
So
welcome.
humble, but I believe it's a well-deserved.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. But I mean, Joanne got a huge award too.
Yes, yes. We had congratulated her earlier in the show.
Yay. Congratulations,
Jen
Joanne.
can congratulate me again if she wants.
Congratulations to both. We have such an awesome...
Show your trophy. Show your trophy.
I don't have
Wait a
one
minute.
with me.
Let's see if I
Where
can do
is
this.
it?
Hang on, I was trying to do something here to be funny. But it's not working.
Yeah, we'll celebrate.
Okay.
Nice.
We can also
Your trophies, Jen.
Well, I only have one, so that's important to note. But my husband put it up on the shelf with his, so apparently now I'm good enough to go on the shelf. No, he's proud of me. But we're going to put a couple. My daughter recently won an award this year as well, a pretty prestigious award, and we're going to put that up on the shelf and just kind of make it the family honor roll, if you will.
That is really cool. Congratulations to everyone in your family.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So anyway, I'm just excited to be here. It's been a whirlwind since we get back. I mean, it just seems like we have so much going on. You've got to catch up. Is everybody in that mode?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been sleeping for the past 48 hours since because I just got back from California a couple days ago. I've literally been sleeping.
And Cosmo is happy to see you.
He's like attached to me all the time.
Aww. He missed his mommy.
He's getting antsy to go home.
Aww.
Aren't you?
Well, what else would we like to talk about? We have about another 15 minutes before the end of the show. Anybody have any subjects that they would like to bring up?
Yeah. We're so full of information.
Yeah. I'm so tired. My brain's just like.
Yeah.
I think it's dehydration from.
So can I take a poll? I mean, I think most of us are independent here, right? Everybody doing their own thing, right? Okay, cool. So it seems to me like I'm more and more as I have this role in ICB, more people are coming to me looking for bookkeepers, but not looking for virtual firms, the virtual bookkeeping firms, but they're looking for full-time bookkeepers. And it's kind of I mean, like Sarah, your people work for you full-time, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to me, it's kind of interesting that they want the virtual model like we all have, but they want them to be employees. I mean, would any of you ever consider that?
No.
Not at this point.
Wait, ask it again. Ask it again. Who would be
host, Jan? And I thought, oh my gosh, I would never go back to that world again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean hire somebody like me as an employee, or why do I hire them as an employee?
Well, I think kind of both, because they want someone of our level, right? You know, that knows the apps, that knows the software, that knows the integration. We all know
about clients. Yeah, client. Yeah.
And then they, you know, someone like your level or my level or any of our levels in here to come in as a full-time bookkeeper for them to handle their clients.
Yeah, I don't think it. I don't.
And I mean, I'm trying to think of the workflow with that, because the way we work is so different than what's been happening traditional. So when they say a full-time bookkeeper, do they really indeed mean?
Yeah, let's put it this way: what they're probably looking for, what they want, they're not going to be able to afford.
No,
because of what the majority of us out here are charging for bookkeeping. You know, there's a big gray area as to what is considered bookkeeping services versus full service bookkeeping versus CFO services versus tax planning and tax prep. You know, there's a wide variety of stuff. So, for example, for me, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't call myself a bookkeeper. I'm an enrolled agent and an accountant that offers bookkeeping services.
Right.
There are some people that are bookkeepers that really can't call themselves accountants, but they have, and we talked about this, Gina, we've talked about this on a lot of other hangouts as far as what we should call ourselves, and coming up with that different name, because we do, there are bookkeepers that do so much more than bookkeeping, and it's hard to be able to capture that. And I think when people are looking for, at least I know in my area, when somebody's looking for a bookkeeper, they're looking for somebody to just do a specific purpose. They just want the stuff done, and they want it done as cheap as possible, and they don't care about anything else. I think how we've all been successful is how we've packaged ourselves and how we've been able to sell ourselves out, and the benefits of working with us. Most times than not, our clients are the clients that don't want somebody full-time in-house. When somebody wants somebody full-time in-house, they're immediately not my ideal client for the services that I personally offer.
And they probably don't need them full-time in-house. They'd be surprised to find out that it
doesn't take the time that it used.
Can you imagine somebody to have one client, for somebody to have one client and to work full time for one client, whatever the definition of full time is, 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, being able to do X, Y, and Z for them. I can't imagine the amount that they would ask for to replace whatever they're doing now for the multiple client.
Yeah, these are firms. You and I, right? But they are hiring mass amounts of bookkeepers, and they are giving them anywhere from 2 to 20 clients, right? You see what I'm saying? A lot of
clients,
okay, so they're giving clients to you. You're not just doing their bookkeeping.
No, and you're an employee, which means W-2 benefits, things like this.
Yeah,
but
so bookkeepinghelp.com, like that, right? Like bookkeepinghelp.com, like a company like that.
Well, it's like the client that stole my DC client. She's a virtual accountant, and she hires, her big shtick is the mothers, that have to finish work by 2:30 or 3 o'clock and all, and they're all on her payroll, and they're all accounting degreed, but they're all part time and everything.
So Jen, what was
thing I'm doing, except that I keep mine busy, huh?
What would you? I'm confused on. Are you asking? Is it hard to get those people, Jen? Or
no? Well, I think Joanne hit it on the head. So when they say they want a bookkeeper, they want that person to come in and do like AR, AP, payables, but they also want that integrated application, understanding of all the apps. And I think there needs to be an additional designation. Do you want a bookkeeper just to do the basics, AR, AP reconciliations, or do you want a bookkeeper plus, almost like the additional? Because you hit it right on the head, because that differentiator between what they pay and what they think they should pay is like, it's worlds apart, right? Because they're looking for a regular bookkeeper. There's no way any of us in this room would work for anything less than $25, $35, $45, right? I mean, I have to put that on an hourly basis. Well, I get it, but what I'm saying
No, but I think she's right. Let's be realistic. Someone that's just starting out as a bookkeeper and is starting to become like a cloud integrator, I think $25, $30 to start out.
I pay $25, and I bill out at $50.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think Jan, I think you just said it. I think literally it's bookkeeper or bookkeeper plus. I mean, seriously, I think that's how you could even tell them. Like, do you want a bookkeeper or do you want a bookkeeper plus? Because a bookkeeper plus is a bookkeeper plus a cloud integrator. You could say it like that. They literally integrate all these applications in the cloud.
Yeah.
They're proactive. They're very interactive.
I like the word
plus data.
Yeah.
But also they confuse them with data entry. Like all they do is type what they read on a piece of paper.
Right, but if you look at the definition of bookkeeping, it's basically manual data entry of daily transactions. That's what bookkeeping is. So there has to be some other, like you said, there's something else so that they understand exactly what they're getting. But because I got to tell you guys, to be honest with you, before I started collaborating and interacting a lot more with the accounting community that's online, this amazing group that we have from all the groups that I'm a part of, compared to what is here in Syracuse, it's like you guys are like way above and beyond. And that's why I end up standing out here in Syracuse because there's very few firms that are that far forward, and it's has to do with this connection that we have on social media and learning all this stuff and how all the vendors and all the apps are all online too. And it's like, it's really kind of upped the game for us to be able to take part of these webinars and stuff like that. There's CPAs here that are just sitting there, you know, clocking their per hour clock and
I have CPA friends who like just got
looking
websites.
at the future.
I swear, I have good CPA friends, like, you know, 4 partners, you know, 5 employees, don't even have a website.
Yeah.
You know, and like, they'll call me and go, hey, how are you doing it?
Same thing, and not just CPAs, but same thing with bookkeepers here in this area. You know, there's bookkeepers in my area that are like, they're really not, they're not as tech savvy, as Gina would call it. They're not as accounting tech savvy as they could be. And the stuff that when I take over a client that one of these bookkeepers was working on, and I'm like, you look at their website and I'm like, this person's saying that she's a bookkeeper and she's done everything for the past 5 years with journal entries, because that's the only way she knows how to use QuickBooks on the desktop. Journal,
and so Jan, I do want to go back to, they're not looking for a bookkeeper. They're looking for someone to maintain a business.
Yep. Yeah, and that's
basically giving them 20 clients to support. That's not bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Period.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out, when they ask me for a bookkeeper, you know, they'll say AR, AP, you know, those kind of things, which does define the bookkeeper role. But when you're telling me that you're giving them 20 to 25 or 40 clients, there's a lot more in there than, you know, there's a lot
sitting down and writing accounts payable.
Yeah, plus they're bringing in. So what that's doing, and some of us do it here to kind of help out some other people along the way, is that if people need some extra work, we'll farm out some work to a bookkeeper here, a bookkeeper there, you know, or overflow, that type of thing. But yeah, when you can do it. But what ends up happening is that these people are gonna eventually start kind of trying to take over that role, that bookkeeping role. Yeah. And just as much as they're saying the machine learning that people are freaking out about is going to diminish the role of the bookkeeper or accountant, because it's going to start doing things magically on their own. And, well, what am I paying for? Well, that's where the answer is, what all of us has gained is that trusted advisor knowledge that we're giving those clients. So I don't know if anybody necessarily, at least in our circle, would want to me, that would be taking a step back, going underneath someone to be able to do that type of service. But it would be great, as Mariette would say, for maybe somebody who was just learning, and possibly they would be being mentored by somebody that could help them. But to expect them to have all that other knowledge, I think for that level, I think it's going to be hard to find somebody.
I think there's a disconnect between what the employers think the job requires and what it really does. And I can't imagine that anybody that's got any experience would find that attractive to go backwards. I mean, I would have a hard time. I mean, I couldn't go back as an employee. I might go back as a visitor, as a consultant, but not as an employee. And I just think that just the idea of having someone else control my schedule would not be very attractive to me.
I know.
Yeah.
We're all psychologically unemployable.
I know. I don't even like it when my employees can they know when I'm coming and going and doing stuff.
I think, Jan, I think this is a good place to start, though, with us and with, even in the Facebook groups, like that a lot of us are in, because, I mean, let's say my virtual assistant, I don't use her all year. I just use her during tax season, but I've trained her to do all these things you say. I would love to tell her to talk to you, and maybe she can pick up some extra work. I mean, I know a lot of people that probably would want to just, pick up a few jobs like that. Because I'm hoping that if it's remote, because if they're virtual, they should be able to be remote. So maybe they can pick up a couple of part-time positions like that. I mean, there's ways to work it, but
Well, and I agree with you, but the problem is these people want only full-time individuals, and I think that's why we love our jobs so much, is because we have that flexibility. If we want to work full-time, some weeks it is, other times it's not. So I think there is, exactly like what Dennis said, a very different misconception about the job role and what they're looking for.
So it could be also possibly that what how you could present it, if you were looking at somehow being able to present it to some of the people that are in the community, is that if the people are struggling in, let's face it, some people just don't really struggle to run their own business with everything that they have to do, everything. That would be maybe a welcomed relief to them to say, you are now working for this person, this is what you're going to make. It's going to be your W-2, and you just do these 12 clients and then be done with it. People might really be attracted to that.
My employees like that. They want to work and they want to go home.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are like that.
Getting to work. I had asked Karen, "Do you want to be a partner? Can you manage the other gals?"
Yeah.
Well, no, she doesn't want it. She said, I've got my clients. I know them. She takes care of them, and all my employees come and go as they please. As long as the work gets done and all the clients are happy, I am super flexible.
But I think the determining factor is going to be how much are they willing to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what are the benefits, right? Yeah. Because if
exactly. There has to be some nice cherry picking there, because if I'm going to go down a little bit, but I want the stability, what else is there for me? You going to give me benefits? Are you getting some other perks?
Jan, are they asking people like us to go to work for them, or are they asking for like people that have trained through your training that need a job, just a 9-to-5 job?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Because the people, let's face it, the people in my training that come in, I mean, we've got a mixed bag, right? You have people who are coming in because they're change of life. They're coming in, restarting a career. Maybe they've lost a job and this is an appealing career. Or we have people who start that can't even spell bookkeeper, right? They're just like we were when we first started. We didn't know anything, right? And so they're just, starting this career as well. Well, those people definitely don't have the real world experience. And then you get the other people who are the older, people who have the experience, who don't have the software knowledge or are
the tool. They need to get up on the tools.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're going through training, working on that part of it. But the thing is most of them, I think, come into this job thinking that they're going to do what we do. And I heard this on the radio the other day or somewhere, and somebody said, business owners who are solopreneurs or entrepreneurs are the only people who work 80 hours to avoid a 40-hour work week. And I think that what some of us do, right? Because we don't want to.
Some of us do until you finally get smart about it.
Yeah, but you don't want to work for somebody else because it's 40 hours a week, right? You want to have control and that type of thing. So I really got to try to marry these. What's happening out in the marketplace and what's happening in the schools, so that everybody can come together on a even playing field. Because I'm telling you what, even if you are trained, coming out making $12 or $18 an hour is not sufficient. And coming out with knowledge of software and understandings of basic bookkeeping skills, you've got to be compensated for that. I mean, you just can't teach it like it's a minimum wage job. So.
And it's not. There are skill sets that you really do have to train for, and some of it's not really easy. I mean, it is a higher level.
Well, I know when I was unemployed, when I was unemployed, we had an expression that employers were looking for God at $7 an hour, because they'd have these 20-page job descriptions that had like about 3 jobs sort of mixed in. And I think when the economy's tight, they can really, so the danger you run is that if the economy goes south and you've taken one of these positions, that all of a sudden you may have 2 jobs and getting paid for one.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your feedback, because today, for example, I just got somebody who said, we need a bookkeeper, and it's good. I mean, it's like $80,000 a year, stock benefits and, stock options and benefits. So, I mean, that's a really decent job for somebody. But
to be able to just go home
Yeah, you know what? And the other thing that you might think about too, there might be people that, that probably started a business, bookkeeping business, and had that experience and maybe just want to go work for somebody else. I knew somebody like that.
Yeah.
They were a few years into it, and then they said, this isn't what I want to do. I like someone to bring the work to me. I don't want to have to worry about where's the next client coming from, that kind of thing. So you just never know.
Yeah,
That's like my friend Kathy that I invited. I don't think she wants to do what I'm doing, but I don't know if she really wants to. I think she just wants to get her skill. She's been stuck in one job for so long, and she was taught the way they do things. So now she said, now I'm out looking for work. Do I start my own business? Because she's a really good bookkeeper. But then I'm not up on all the new cool stuff. And, so that's why I was trying to turn her on to, you guys. But I sort of have a feeling that she'd probably be more comfortable finding another job. But when you're out in the workforce, looking for that job and then commanding the pay that she needs, she was being paid really well because she'd been there so long.
Got it.
So how do you take a resume and then compete with, I don't know. So.
But there's no job security anyway. I mean, to me, you're on a rolling one-day contract unless you get a written contract, whether you know it or not. And to me, the only job security worth having is that you've got enough marketable skills that you can make yourself secure from being dependent on any one company for your livelihood. And I just think that you're really taking a risk by, going work for somebody because, like I say, you can get de-hired at any time. And I've seen people packing their, I had a boss that got laid off and come back to the office. She's in her office packing her stuff up for her little cardboard box to get thrown out that day. So it's it can get pretty cold as working for a company. So I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what happened to Kat. That's what happened to her. She's out.
And it's like and you go look for jobs. Like come back when you're younger. It's like.
Yeah, exactly. So you're mid-50s going.
Right.
No. Well, thank you all for answering. I just, I know I've got some reconciling in the community I'm trying to do, but it's, it's a long road because I think we are the upper crust of what's going on, meaning we're outgoing, we are aggressive with technology, we share and use each other as collaborative, which a lot of people look at it as competition, right? And we use social media, are really out there trying to network and gain new business, and not just in our communities, but everywhere else. And those skills completely set us apart. And those are what the employers seem to be looking for, but that's not what they can afford or not necessarily what they want. We have a different mindset. And so I think that trying to find people who are not as active as we are, where do you find them? Because they aren't as active, right?
You find them in Syracuse.
Do you have like a training program that kind of identifies, like, do you want to be this kind of bookkeeper or do you want to be that one? Do you have like a training program where
channels of
so
I wanted to send someone to you and say, okay, and she's like, Mary, I want to be like you, but I don't want to have my own business. No, I know people like that actually.
Yeah.
I have people that say, I don't want to have my own business, Mary, and I don't want to do all the things you do and be social and all that, but I want to do everything you do and then just go work for somebody. That's why this is interesting you're bringing it up. So how would someone go to your program and know where to start?
Yeah, well, we have two. We have two right now. I'm working on bringing on more just because people have different personalities. One is very much our model, right? It's all online. They use Facebook, social media. They use either classes or very interactive in group situations. And the other one is more traditional. And then if you want to go into what we're doing, it's kind of an extra module that pushes you forward. They wouldn't know that unless they ask or they do their research on that. And I can't identify training providers as such because I have to let the people do their own independent thought process of what they're looking for.
So then how would someone, how would they know what to take or like what kind of path to take?
Yeah. So when they first start, I think there's kind of a self-assessment that they do.
As a questionnaire or something that you. through with them?
Yeah, that each training provider has. So they do a self-assessment and then try to help them determine the path. They're still going to get the underlying accounting principles. One will completely bring in the sales and marketing and advertising and push towards the virtual. The other one does a self-assessment and says, okay, we're going to either be an employed bookkeeper or we are going to be a entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate that. That helps a lot. I'm going to use you guys as my market guinea pig.
We're here for you.
That's what we're here for.
Right.
Okay.
On that
Get all your addresses right now. We'll just start sending out thank you gifts.
And are you going to Count Tex?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'll see you then.
Yeah, you're going, Sarah. That's right.
I'm on the leadership board.
So what are they having at Account Tex this year? I mean, what kind of themes are going on?
A lot more bookkeeping.
Yeah, they are.
A lot more bookkeeping. You know, it's 2 weeks away, and I just started looking at the schedule. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go take off because my husband's waiting for fish.
Yeah.
Friday.
I'm still in the parking lot.
I have to go get fish. So say goodbye, Cosmo.
I'm at the library parking lot.
Bye, Nooders.
We're going to say goodbye for everyone today. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all next week, same time, same place.